Hey, what's up, YouTube? Brett and Bordy here, back with another New World video. Today, we're going to talk about charged heavy attacks. Now, this is something that I think a lot of people overlooked or potentially had no idea what it was. It's kind of a weird, separate attack from your light and heavy. So we're going to address that, show you how to do it in today's video, and talk about one particular weapon that's a little bit different than the rest, and why we would like to see the rest to follow in line with that one. So here are the weapons that have a heavy attack, or a charged heavy attack, excuse me. All weapons have heavy attacks, except for the musket. So here we go, Bordy. Sword and shield, hatchet, spear, warhammer, and finally the great axe. All of these have charged heavy attacks that allow you to do a little bit more extra damage with your heavy attack, Bordy. And so tell us a little bit about how to perform a charged heavy attack.
Yeah, so charged heavy attack is going to be basically what you think it is whenever you think about a charged heavy attack, with the exception of the great axe. So we'll talk about the great axe here in just a second, but with all the other four, with the sword, the hatchet, the spear, and the warhammer, basically you just charge your heavy attack by holding down your left click until the weapon swings automatically. That will be a charged heavy attack. So that is different from a regular heavy attack. The regular heavy attack is a press and hold. You hold it longer than you would a light attack. A light attack is just a click. A heavy attack is a press and hold for a very brief moment. And then a charged heavy is press and hold left click until your animation actually swings all the way through. And then that will proc your charged heavy for those four weapons, Red.
Yes, and here's why we would want it to be like the great axe. So the great axe, interestingly enough, you had to do a light attack before you did the heavy attack to proc the charged heavy attack. But Bordy, one of the things that's important to note, because during the beta, it was doing double damage. It was hitting twice. Yeah. People kind of questioned whether it was a bug or intended. It turned out that you actually had to use one of the passives in the skill tree to get it to proc twice. But the way that you could do your charged heavy attack, to me, and I think you felt the same way when you found out, I thought that was dope. I thought it was more like a Black Desert type of situation, where it's some sort of combo that you had to do between your light and heavy attacks to proc this heavy attack that did more damage. But it turns out, that potentially that's even bugged itself.
Yeah, exactly. So during the beta, a lot of people didn't know what the charged heavy attacks were. And so I was kind of testing them out and trying to figure out what charged heavy attacks did and how they procced and whatever. And the very first one that we tested out was the great axe. And the great axe, you did have to do the light attack, and then you could proc your charged heavy attack, or you could just do a regular heavy attack and then another heavy attack, just queue up another heavy attack right after that. And that would proc your charged heavy attack, which was really cool, man. Like the idea of having to do something to proc your charged heavy is really cool versus just holding down the button longer. And so after we kind of figured out how to proc the charged heavy for the great axe, I got really excited because I thought, then maybe there's some sort of hidden charged heavy attacks for all of these other weapons. And that just didn't turn out to be the case. It's just, it is a charged heavy. You just hold down the button longer, and then you get the more damage. So hopefully we'll see something in the future. I don't know if we'll see them add some sort of combo system like with the great axe, where you have to proc it using a light attack and then a heavy attack. That would be really dope. That's what I would prefer to have with those charged heavies, some sort of more intricate combat. But more than likely, Red, I think the charged heavy on the great axe is probably bugged. And I think that if I had to guess, I would say on launch, the charged heavy for the great axe will be just like the charged heavy for all the other weapons that have a charged heavy on there. I
would guess too. And definitely they'll fix the double hitting of the charged heavy from the axe. I know what's interesting about the great axe, though, is it does have a nature of attack pattern that does allow you to AoE with your swings. So maybe, who knows? The double hitting thing, though, I think is probably a bug. And I'm glad that it is, because I got one shot by that a lot. In PvP, granted, I was lower level than a lot of my opponents, but still. That did a lot of damage just for a heavy attack. And when you talk about comboing abilities and stuff, you're dead pretty quick there. So let us know what you guys think about charged heavy attacks. Did you know they existed? I think that's going to be an interesting topic. But, you know, it'll be interesting to see how they address these things going further. And obviously, you know, New World has action-based combat. So things like this that cause the player to think about, you know, attack patterns and how long you want to lock your character in an animation or a chain of animations really does play into counterplay and how offensive you want to be in combat. So I like the, you know, the opportunity or potential behind these combo type abilities. So let us know in the comments below also what you think about those. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Hit the subscription button, the notification bell for more New World content like this. And again, thank you to our patrons for continuing to support us. Dude, launch is on the way, Bordy. You know, I know the beta just ended. It was a sad time, but dude, it makes me even more excited knowing that we're less than a month away from getting to play New World permanently. No more wipes. No more, you know, no more waiting. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.